Hello, welcome back to the channel. Got another watch unboxing and first look. This is a CITIZEN Promaster. This is an awesome dive watch, under $200. Let's take a look. First things first, before we get started, let's do a quick wrist check here. I am wearing a Seiko SKX-007. This one's made in Japan, one of my favorite watches ever. It is a legendary watch that many would consider the pinnacle of what a dive watch should be. But today we're going to be looking at a Citizen. Let's flip the box over and look at the long model number here. We'll read some of it to you. It's BN0151-09L. This is a huge box. Very heavy duty cardboard here. Let's slip it apart and see what's inside. And that's why the box is so big. Wow, that's a scuba tank. That's incredible. And a little thank you note from Citizen. That's cool. But wow, what an amazing watch case. The Promaster by Citizen. First impression is wow. That's awesome. Looking in the rest of the box here, we do have some more paperwork. Looks like maybe a registration card, and of course the instruction manual, which is awesome. Citizen puts a great manual together, very straightforward, but amazing first impression here with this plastic scuba tank replica here. Alright, this thing just slides up, there it goes, and wow, what an awesome looking dive watch, and an amazing little sliding case here. Thumbs way up for first impressions. That is gorgeous. Love that blue face and the blue bezel and the blue strap. Gonna pop it out here in a second. Indeed, a very cool little case there. But it's always about the watch, and this one is gorgeous. Beautiful blue face. Blue bezel with the satin stainless. Got a polyurethane strap that's blue with the chart for decompression limits. For you divers out there, you know more about that stuff than I do. And our Citizen card with the official model number. This is a made in Japan watch. Taking a quick look at the strap again, this does look on the thin side. I'll have to pull the specs up in just a second. But overall, the first impression is what an awesome looking watch. Very pleased with what I see so far. Going to jump onto Citizen's website here, and we see the Promaster Diver MSRP is $350. They're selling it right now for $280. You can find it for a lot less, usually in the $150 to $175 range online. So what a bargain watch for what you're getting. A couple of the features are, it is a mineral crystal, not sapphire, but it's arguable that mineral crystal is better for a diving application. Water resistant for scuba diving up to 200 meters. Of course, this is an eco drive watch, so it's not a watch you're ever going to have to change batteries on. And also a stainless steel case. Do some quick confirmation measurements here. The strap is 20 millimeters like I thought. So a narrower strap than I'm used to, but certainly not inappropriate for this size of a watch. The very top to bottom edges of the lugs is right at 48 millimeters. And lastly, the width of the case, east to west, is 44 millimeter. So a very mild-mannered size, nice compact, wonderful little timepiece. One thing I will point out that if you look at the seconds hand, it is skipping right now. This one's been in the box, I guess, for quite some time, and it may need to be charged. We talked about the Eco Drive, so I'll be looking at that in a second. Got some detail, a little design arrow on the crown, which is interesting. Love the rotating bezel. I love the grooves, the staggered grooves there. Gives it a very masculine, rugged look. And the dial does turn one way, and that is counterclockwise. And this feels like it may be a 60-step bezel. but a very well laid out little package here. You do have the date and the lower right corner lined up with the crown. It is kind of hard for me to see that. You may have better eyesight than me, but the date is a nice little feature, but very hard for me to read. Let's remove the foam spacer here and get a closer look. I love this dark blue dial and aluminum bezel combined with the dark blue strap. It's a beautiful combination. And then the contrast of the satin finish steel there, it's quite lovely. We mentioned mineral crystal. It is an anti-reflective mineral crystal. It is beautiful. There is a slight recess there. It's not very well protected by the bezel, but it is a very acceptable piece of glass. I also noticed that the seconds hand is skipping 2-second intervals. That means we need to charge this thing. Again, let's look at the density of the glass. It's not going to be as scratch resistant as a sapphire crystal, but they say in a diving application it's more resistant to shattering, so that would be useful. Let's take a side shot here at the crown area. The crown has been moved to the 4 o'clock position for protection. It is a screw down crown that is surrounded by a couple of metal shoulders there to give you some added protection. Let's go ahead and unscrew and pop it out and see how the action is in response of the hands. Very easy, smooth action here. And let's see if we get the date to roll. And there it goes. And rolling the watch around here, we have the ND limits chart, which means no decompression limits. Little scale there for you divers. Something I probably will not be using. And this is a pretty tough little polyurethane strap. A little bit denser than it looks. Not as soft as I'd like it to be. It has sort of a waxy feel to it. Alright, changing the camera angle here. Let's see if we can get some different perspectives on how this watch is doing. Again, I mentioned the Eco Dry. We still need to get that charged up. I love the bezel, and I love the staggered etching in the bezel. It gives it a lot of character. And just a very interesting looking, handsome watch. Let's take it off of this foam here and give you a better shot of the underside. This looks like some sort of a laser etching, giving you the details of the watch. Citizen Eco Drive. This is a made in Japan, Japanese movement. I am very impressed with all the details of this watch. Alright, time for a little diver watch smackdown. Let me remove my SKX-007 from Seiko, and we'll put them side by side and just see how these watches compare just a bit. Both watches have the screw down crown at the 4 o'clock position, and very comparable in case size, weight. I do have a NATO strap here on my SKX, but just looking at the actual watch cases themselves, the Citizen has a much more modern feel and look, a lot more sporty. You can see the high gloss classic shaping on the SKX. Both are awesome looking watches, I'll tell you. Alright, just to give you some more perspective here, my G-Shock GW6900, one of my favorite all-time watches, just to give you a little bit of perspective on the sizing. They're all so good. Again, I wish you could wear more than one watch at once. Wait, you can. I wish you could wear 20 watches at once. Again, just to give you a little bit of the height perspective. You can see how much taller the G-Shock is and bigger the case. The case is over 50 millimeters of the G-Shock. east to west versus 44 millimeter of the Citizen. And we will get the Citizen Promaster on wrist. I mentioned how tough the polyurethane strap is. It is not the most comfortable strap I've ever worn. It's very stiff, and it just seems a little long, and I understand why. It's supposed to be a dive watch and designed to go on the outside of a wetsuit perhaps. So you need a very sturdy, rugged strap that is going to be able to fit. So understandably, but I'm not diving with this thing. And I love the nostalgia of the strap, but I am going to be switching this thing out. All right, overall, this is a gorgeous watch. I'm going to go ahead and get a NATO strap on here, and let's take a look at that. I'm very happy with this purchase and am falling in love with this wonderful piece. Well, I'm turning into a watch nerd, so I happen to have a couple of 20 millimeter NATO straps lying around. So got a silver option here and a blue option, and we will look and see which one does the best for us. Unfortunately, this watch does not have drilled lugs, so we will be doing it the old-fashioned way, and that is going between the strap and the lug to pop the strap pin loose here, and hopefully won't be too hindered by this dense strap. So stay tuned while there we go. All right, so that wasn't as hard as we feared, and we are left with a gorgeous watch minus the urethane straps. We will pull the pins out of our stock strap and go ahead and pop these in, and then we'll be all set to get our NATO threaded up and strapped on. And now we're all set. So, got our NATO straps in hand. Let's go ahead and run these through and see how they look. What a difference a NATO strap makes. I love the comfort and just the overall aesthetics of a NATO strap. And the silver doesn't look bad. But since we have all the blue face and bezel, I'm starting to lean towards the blue. Let's slap the blue one on and give that a go. And I'm definitely feeling the blue. Let's get it on wrist to confirm. So what do you think? You like the blue or the silver? I'm leaning towards the blue. And what a great watch. Anyway, these are just some of the options you can do with these amazing timepieces. And a NATO strap is never a bad option. There's so many different colors and variations out there. Or just put a silicone or resin strap back on, leather. That's the beauty of the watch game. It is very limitless and very subjective, and I love it. And I know the video is running long, but I put this thing in some sunlight and charged it up and wanted to give you a better look at the second hand in action. Going around the chapter ring, it looks very nice, very happy. Last but not least, this watch does have lume, I forgot to mention. So I want to hit it with, this is about 950 lumens right here. And let's just show you how the lume looks, and then we'll wrap this one up. And you can see we've got some very generous lume around the dial, and even at the very 12 o'clock mark on the bezel. What a great watch. Highly recommend you check out this Promaster from Citizen. It's an eco drive. It should last you forever. According to the manual, this should never need a battery, and the eco drive should last the life of the watch. So pick one up. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know what you want to see more of. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.